Hey, you're watching the Half Asian Tarot Queen, and I'm Elisa. I'm doing a reading right now for the full Sturgeon moon in Aquarius. But I wanted to let you know that I just posted also the August monthly reading, which did the giveaway winners and all that jazz. The giveaway for August this month, we're giving away the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck by Denise Lynn, and I've got like 3 of her decks, and they're all really cool, and I really like the messages. And so yeah, this one I just got, and so far I really like it. And the artwork, I really like the artwork. I feel like the artwork on this one is the best of all of her decks, but the messages are always really great. And yeah, I've had pretty kind of magical sort of experiences with her decks. So I don't know if I'm going to feature that deck in this reading because it's the full moon reading, so I might be doing the moon decks, but I'll be using that deck for the readings in August. So, well, maybe I will do it. Maybe I will do that deck, actually. I'll pull one from this, and then a couple from Mystical Shaman Oracle. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, maybe I'll pull 2 because, like, I just did a split and the messages flow pretty well. Okay, so from Mystical Shaman we got Time Master, the Hunter, and then we got Trust and Flow from Sacred Destiny. So the thing about Time Master is it's kind of inviting you to look at time from a different perspective. Like, instead of this linear, like, forward moving way of looking at time, but talking about sort of cycles and how, like, your past and your present and your future are all kind of connected, you know, because we have these sort of cycles in life that recur, you know, because, like, it's like our external experience and our internal experience are really related. And so sometimes there's these, like, moments in time where you sort of, like, have, like, an awakening, or, like, you start to perceive the world in a different way, or you perceive your past, or maybe like a cycle that's been recurring in your past over and over, and then you suddenly, like, see it in a different way, and then that changes your present and it changes your future, because, you know, you're totally engaging the world from a different perspective, you know. So it's just like, instead of just like moving forward, you kind of become empowered, but you also see, like, these cycles that have happened in your life, and how there's, like, a different way of looking at time, you know, and there's, like, something sort of empowering about that. So that's really interesting, because it, like, speaks to like a paradigm shift really happening. And then we have the Hunter, you know. So this is a card of sort of just like tuning into your own personal destiny and following the signs and synchronicities that you're, you know, getting from that channel, and then, like, following that in order to, like, manifest your destiny or your bounty, you know. And so, you know, like, this could be like, you know, maybe there's like a recurring pattern in your life where you've, like, had these certain situations happen over and over again, you know. But, like, suddenly, like for me, like, I feel like right now I'm having this awakening where, like, I've gotten into these patterns over and over with, and it's always like different people, you know, but it's sort of like the same situation. And so even though, like, time has progressed, like, I keep getting in the same situation over and over again. And so it's just sort of like, it's like blocking actually this sort of manifestation of your your bounty. Whatever this is that you keep doing over and, or I keep doing, you know, or anybody over and over again is like, you're going to have like an epiphany about this, which is going to allow you to actual like reach, you know, this success, you know. And so I think that's actually really a cool message, like an awakening, like, you know, it's just like something that's maybe like blocked you from reaching a certain level of success, you know, and that could be in the realm of like your career or love, or, you know, love and abundance are often connected together. So it could be like some sort of blockage, you know, that you like, by kind of observing these cycles that have recurred in your life, you have this awakening where you realize, oh my gosh, like I'm doing this, like there's some way that I'm engaging the world that like keeps perpetuating this cycle, and like you realize it, and then everything shifts, you know. And so this is such a beautiful like split, you know, because it's just like kind of like trust, you know. It's like this kind of suggests stepping outside of your comfort zone of like, you know, how you've always sort of interacted, and you know, having this epiphany, but having to step outside of your comfort zone and trust that things are going to be okay. But like, you know, like this hunter, like you're kind of staying in your flow, you know, and like knowing that like as long as you stay here, like you're gonna be led on the path that's meant for you, and it's gonna work out, you know. So this looks like it could be like a pretty climactic full moon here. So we got the Muse Tarot. So this was the giveaway for, which month was that? June. Yeah, so that one was for June, and the Mystical Shaman, which I just also featured, was the giveaway for July. And again, like I announced that winner in the August monthly reading, which just got posted at almost the same time. So I will actually put a link to that reading here. The message for the month of August was really interesting, because actually it really goes along with this reading well, because it talked about like sort of like this big reality check happening at the beginning of the month, and that being, you know, kind of difficult, but like coming to this acceptance with that reality check, and then that leading you to like a much more, you know, beautiful outcome. And so it's like it goes along with this reading really well, because it's like there's this reality check, and then, you know, it's making you step outside of your comfort zone, and like, but then have trust and flow with the change, and that's going to lead you to a much better outcome. Okay, so for the overall energies from the Muse, we got the Eight of Voices, we got the Knight of Inspiration, and we got Awakening. So this is all, I mean, these messages are like really flowing together. But this is a card of fear and anxiety, and just sort of like, in the traditional deck, like the person is blindfolded, and there's like all these swords all around, you know, but like they're so overcome with their own anxiety that they're not seeing that there's actually a path forward out of this treacherous like moment, but they just can't see it because they're just so, they're blindfolded, because they're just like riddled with anxiety, and they're just like not really hearing the messages that are coming to them, you know. But it's like the Knight of Inspiration, which is interesting because there's been a lot of messages about this player character, which this can often signify this like Don Juan, ladies' man, you know, character, and we have a whole thread about him. So that, you know, it could be referring to this person, or this also could just be like movement, you know, because knights are like fast acting movement, and like in the deck of wands, it's like, you know, it's inspired, it's like passionate movement forward, you know. And then we have awakening, which is just like a reckoning, where like, I mean, it's really, I don't even think we had this card in the monthly reading, but that was like the whole message, like that there was this just like reality check, you know, where it's like karma is going to get reconciled, you know, and like this is a kind of difficult and heartbreaking moment, but this is like sort of like the thing that's going to like free the horse so that, you know, the horse can like move forward, you know, like wild horses, you know. So yeah, like it looks like there might be some sort of dramatic climax for the full moon. I'm gonna go to the Golden Art Nouveau. On the bottom we got the Six of Swords, so moving from a bad situation to a better situation. I'm gonna pull some cards from this deck to get some general energies for the reading and how we might move through this moment for the full moon. But yeah, this is just to also get some clarity about what exactly is going on, because I don't know if you can hear that. So, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's like these church bells ringing, and like there's a helicopter flying over. And like for me, the helicopters are super significant because my father was a helicopter pilot, and so he's a vet, and like he was a helicopter pilot. And right when I said that, this card fell out, which is the Wounded Warrior card. But I always feel like that's a message from my dad when a helicopter flies over. And so it's pretty wild that this card also fell out. Yeah, because it's less like the church bells. And, oh, we got the Nine of Swords, which is a card of fear and anxiety. So, yeah, this is going to be like a tough moment, you know, and a reality check. But, yeah, it's just like, hey, pay attention to this message, you know, because it's like helicopters and church bells. But we got the Five of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and we got the Six of Pentacles. So a lot of pentacles, you know. This is like tangible, real stuff. And it's interesting because this card was really prominent in the monthly reading as well. But so this is a card of lack, you know. And there was a reading that I did a couple days ago where this energy's really been prominent in this thread called Stalkers. And it's like when you have a situation of lack, or feeling like you're not enough, you're not worthy, or you don't have enough, like harboring that energy is going to fuel like a toxic situation. So like a stalker situation could be a manifestation of that. But these people, you know, it's just like there's this church, you know, they're church bells, and like there's all this, you know, safety, and like, you know, they could go in from the cold inside, but yet, you know, it's right there, but they're out in the cold on crutches, you know, and like they're not like sort of like seeking that safety, you know. And so it's just sort of like, it's kind of like this eight of swords, you know. It's just like there's all this like fear and anxiety, but it's like blocking you from like seeing how things actually are. And it's like that fell right under this Time Master too, where it's like there's been this recurring pattern that's like holding you back, you know. And like on top of that, we got the King of Swords, which is just like all about like this harsh truth being delivered. So it's just like there's been this like pattern, you know, and it's fueled by this energy of like sort of like not seeing things how they are, and like not feeling worthy, you know, like this feeling of unworthiness. And there's going to be this like harsh truth delivered, you know, with respect to that. But that's going to trigger some like movement forward, you know, and planting seeds for a new beginning. And then we have this like wounded warrior, you know, who is like beaten and bruised and like kind of like ready to give up, but yet they persist, you know, like there's this lesson that needs to be learned from reorienting your perspective around like maybe like not seeing things how they are, and like having this sense of unworthiness. So like maybe part of that lesson is like, you know, you might be inviting situations to yourself that are less than what you're worth, you know? And so by like changing how you look at that and realizing your worth and like having self-love, you're going to change the way that you sort of are in the world, you know? And then it's so interesting because we have this awakening and we have this giving and receiving, you know, of like coming into balance, you know? So it's just like going from this situation of lack to coming into balance, you know? So like there's like equal giving and equal receiving, and then that's going to lead you to this love, you know, the Six of Cups, which is like this deep love connection, or it could be from the past, you know? And so it's just sort of like you need to like heal this energy in yourself, and in doing that you're going to change how you interact with the world, and then that's when all these good things are going to come to you. So wow, this is like, I'm like having a revelation for myself about myself, you know, like one thing, like I'm kind of going through a transition, and like I signed up for this situation where I'm kind of doing like, it's like a sales type position, which I would never do. Like it's not, I don't see myself as being good at that, but it's just like I really believe in this product. Like I feel like it's doing some profound things, and it's in alignment with like, you know, where I need to go, or what I'm trying to do in the future, or what I'm trying to set up for myself. And like, it's like, I can do it from where I am because I'm had to move somewhere where I don't know anyone and whatever. And so it's not what I would do, you know, because I'm just like, it makes sales like makes me feel super insecure, like I'm not good at it, like I'm horrible. But like, I think this happened to me right now for a reason, and it's because I need to get over my insecurities. And I don't know that like I'm meant to be in sales. Like I don't even think it's like a long-term thing, but I think this came into my life right now because I need to get over myself, and I need to get over my insecurity, and doing that is going to heal something for me that needs to be healed so that I can like move forward into the like next stage of my life, you know? So, okay. So, we got, it's interesting as we got the Five of Materials again, which fell on top of this other Five of Materials. So again, this lack, unworthy situation, like, is a thing, you know? And, but we also got the Two of Emotions, like the Two of Cups. We got the Six of Cups, and we got the Two of Cups. And I love the artwork of the Two of Cups in this. It's like these two loves, and they're just floating in this beautiful sea of emotion, and just like, you know, dancing in like this sea of flow and emotion. And then we have the Seven of Inspiration, which just came out in yesterday's, or the monthly reading too, where it's just like, there's this light, there's this inspiration that wants to come through, you know, but in order for that to happen, you've got to push through whatever's holding you back, you know, like for me, like I have to push through my insecurity, like I'm not good at this, but like yet I'm trying to make an opening for this new version of myself to come through. And so I got to get over that, you know, like I got to get over my insecurities, you know, and in doing that, you're going to bring forward this, you know, it's like we have this beautiful flow energy, but it's flanked by these sort of difficult energies, you know, so it's like you're going to have to like part the Red Sea, you know, in order to like bring that forward. So that really goes along with the monthly reading, I think, a lot. So I'm going to go now to the Moonology deck, because this is a full moon, and I'm going to pull from that, and I'm going to pull from Queen of the Moon Oracle and see what we get. Okay, oh, interesting. So we got a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra, which is interesting because we have the Two of Cups and we have the Six of Cups. And there was like a whole, if you look at the monthly reading, like it kind of spoke to that storyline as well, like pretty epically in fact. So I'm going to Queen of the Moon Oracle, and I'll pick one card from there too. And we'll see where we're at, but yeah, pretty climactic moon, but it looks like a romantic one. Okay, oh my gosh, so we got Harvest Moon, fruition. So wow, something's coming to fruition, and perhaps it's this love, you know. And then this, I wasn't gonna take two cards, but this one came out twice for me while I was shuffling, and it's like discernment. So it's like we're gonna have to, if we want to bring this forward, it's not like gonna fall in our lap. Like we're gonna have to like push through some difficult stuff to bring this forward, you know. Like the monthly reading spoke of like, you know, a difficult reality check, but like that's what's going to clear the way for you to bring these other energies forward. So you gotta face your fears, and you gotta like show up, and there's a lot of potential for some really beautiful developments to happen if you can do that. So good luck with that. We'll be back soon with another message.